In this video, I want to introduce you to the concept of ASO in theory, and in the next video, I'm going to actually show you how to do it. So let's get started. Why is search so important? Because when people search, they actually take some work, it takes a little bit of effort, and to get a person to put an effort into something, they must really want it, and they want it right there and then. So if your app matches what they're searching, it's a perfect match, and for that reason, a lot of people coming from search tend to be far higher engaged users than other types of users. For that, it might mean that they might engage more, so they might buy more and share more. So there are many secondary benefits to having people come from search. Now, there's a big difference between traditional SEO and ASO in the app stores. You may have already been familiar with SEO, and the major difference that I would say right away you should understand is that for SEO, for your website, you have an unlimited number of pages you can create, and every page can rank for a different keyword. In the app stores, you only get one listing, and that listing can rank for a few keywords. I would say choose one or two very big keywords, and then maybe 5 to 10 secondary longer tail keywords. Now let me explain the difference between short and long tail keywords. I'll show you the difference later, but here I'll just explain it. The short tail just means it's words like business or business plan, short keywords that are also usually competitive and difficult to rank for, but there's a lot of search for it. Because there's a lot of search for it, a lot of people try to target keywords that are longer. Longer tail keywords might be something like how to write a business plan, or even longer, how to write a business plan for a restaurant, right? So those are the differences between the long and short. Of course, for the longer tail keywords, there's not as much search demand, but it's much easier to rank for that. And the art of ASO, and I'll show you this later, is to find keywords that are in demand but are not that competitive so that you can still rank for them even if your app is just launched or early. Now, this is an art, and when you do your keyword research, again, I'll show you how to do this later. When you do your keyword research, you want to take a look at who are the competitors. So for some apps, for some keywords, you can rank highly in ASO search with very few downloads and reviews. But for some niches, competitive niches like games, health and fitness, finance, business, many competitive niches that are popular, music, photos, social media, you need a lot of downloads and a lot of reviews, because those are the metrics by which the app stores rank you. That and other metrics. I'll show you that later in the course. And so you always want to take a look at, when you're trying to find your ASO keywords, you always want to see, what are the competitors like? Do the competitors have thousands of downloads, or millions, or tens of millions, or hundreds of reviews, or thousands of reviews? So if they have less, it's maybe a signal that, oh, those are not as entrenched and you can beat them. If they have like 100 million downloads, then that's a signal, okay, that keyword is too difficult, I have to try to find another one. So you go longer and longer tail. For many apps, what you want to do is do your keyword research before you work on your app, launch your app, create your app. Because if you launch an app in a space which is really difficult to rank for, then this will be like dragging a rock up a hill to promote your app. It's going to be very difficult long term. So it's part of your actual business planning is keyword research. If you don't do the right keyword research, if maybe there's no demand for your keywords, or it's too competitive and you have not identified that sweet spot where you're going to be able to rank, and it's going to be there is demand, people searching for it, then a lot of people run into this mistake and then they struggle to get downloads. So keyword research is something that you have to do even like during the business planning part of your app, which is before you write a single line of code. It's the most prudent to do it then, but of course the earlier you do it after that, the better. And there are a few tools for keyword research. I'll show you them later in the course. I just want to mention that native app keyword tools are Sensor Tower and mobileaction.co. I actually still use the Google's keyword planner because they have the real data. The Sensor Tower and Mobile Action, they don't actually have data from the mobile app stores, while Google AdWords tool has actual real data. And what I like to do with it is gauge demand. Of course, it tells me about Google search, not App Store search, but then I kind of project what the App Store search might be and base my decisions on that. And I like that tool for it has a good amount of suggested keywords, so you can find additional keywords to rank for. And I also like to use a thesaurus sometimes because maybe one thing is called one way, but I can find other ways to call it. And I'll explain all this coming up, and I'll actually show you and walk you through how to do it.